Hi Hanna, thanks for coming along today. The first thing I want to ask you is, could you just tell us a little bit about your formative years, about you growing up, how many brothers and sisters, and where you're from?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm from Rochdale. I was born in Oldham, and I grew up with one sister, with my mum and dad. Had a great childhood. Was never really without anything. Had a good bunch of friends, enjoyed school, that sort of stuff. Yeah, had a good upbringing. Yeah.
Right, sounds like you had amazing an upbringing. Anna, could you tell us how you came to faith? How did it happen? When was the first time? Did you walk into a church? Did someone give you a word? What is your testimony to coming to Christ?
So basically, I was brought up in a Christian home, so I've been going to church my whole life. And even, I would say, like as young as 5, but probably more to like stories that have been told to me than my memories. But like my grandma will tell me stories about me, like just wanting to talk about Jesus to people all the time. And so yeah, I've always had a faith very young. But then obviously growing up, like you question it yourself, like is it what do I actually believe? Is it just because of my parents? So when I hit my teens, I did go through a very rebellious stage, and I didn't want to be forced to go to church, and I sort of fell away from church and all my church friends, and just got into the whole party scene, club scene, and I always knew that God was real and that He was there, but I was just sort of saving it for later, if that makes sense. And on paper, my life was great. I should have been happy. And one of my pinnacle moments really was I'd gone backpacking in Thailand, and we were on this beach. Well, we're actually on a pool, on the beach, and it was beautiful. I was with my friends, it was gorgeous, it was stunning. We were having cocktails, and in my mind, I just thought I should be so happy right now, and I was just so unhappy, and I just couldn't describe. I was literally just sat there with my headphones on, crying, not sobbing. My friends didn't know that I was crying, but I had tears running down my face, and I just thought this life it's not fulfilling, it's not for me. And I just knew that I needed God. That was the only thing that I knew was going to make me happy. And so when we came back from that holiday, I got in contact with some of my friends from church, and I ended up going down south to faith camp. And that really, when I walked into that first meeting, I was just sort of going for the social, I knew that I needed to be around those kind of people, but I didn't really know how to get where I needed to be. And I remember walking into that first meeting, and I just knew that God was there and that God was going to change my life, and He did. And basically I just surrendered everything in my life and just said, God, I want you to be first in my life, and nothing else is making me happy. And then that year I ended up going to Bible college down south, which no one ever thought I'd do. My grandma had always prayed that I'd go to Bible college, and I was like, I'm never going to Bible college. Even if I become a Christian, I'm not going to do that. But then obviously doing that year at college really just taught me so much about God, who He was, how to have a relationship with Him. And that sort of enabled me to go through the rest of my life now. I know how to have a relationship with God.
I believe there's congratulations. I'll let you share the good news in this last segment. But I'd also like to ask you, after going to college and having this newfound passion for Jesus, where do you think God's directing you? Where do you believe that God has put on your heart, what gifting you've got? And if you could share that with the guys here now, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah, so following leaving college, I ended up going to do my nursing training, and that's sort of obviously given me a career. So now I'm a district nurse, and I would really say that is my passion, is to help people and care for people, for vulnerable people who other people don't care for. So I love my job, I love that I get to do that, and as well, God's blessed me with a husband, which I never saw coming, and now we're having a baby. So everything's changing, and it's all great things. And 4 years ago with someone, before my life changed, if someone would have said in a few years' time, like, you'll have a career, a husband, a house, a baby on the way, like, I would have thought, no way, like, I wouldn't be that lucky. And yeah, I am. So I don't know, like, obviously things are changing, and I know God is taking me in a new direction, and I'm going to become a mom, and that's a whole major challenge that I'm going to have to go through, but I know that I've got God to go through it with me. So yeah, I'm not too scared.
Thank you, Anna.
Yeah.